If you have been a member of Zentangle community, if you have done any project packs, if you took any of my lessons, or probably almost any other CZT's lesson, you might have heard about the phrase of adding more love to your tile. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm just adding some more attention and love to the tile. And how I do this mostly by using tangle enhancers. So it's either rounding or shading, doing things that I believe will somehow contribute to the drawing. In my case, it might be mostly about just adding more contrast to the drawing, which always, I believe, yields great results. But, you know, it's totally fine to just decide not to do anything else. Maybe you are ready to move on to the next tile, to the next day, to the next angle, and that's just fine. But if you are interested in what I do when I do it, you can just watch me now as I add, probably more than anything, some more shades to some areas of the drawing, and it's mostly bottom right part of the tangles. What I'm hoping to do or to gain by doing this is to add some more visual interest, to make the tangles pop from the page, and the way you can make them pop is by adding some shades around them, which will make the background kind of recede even more into the background. If you are thinking about the tile as a 3D canvas, and in contrast to that, if you make things look like they're receding in the background, the tangles that are on the tile will kind of pop to the front. So, you know, that's what I'm doing right now. And I don't want to waste. It's not a waste. It's not a waste of time, but it is true that time is a limited resource, especially when you want to tangle a lot, because there are so many tangles, there are so many challenges, there are so many things to try and experiment with. So logically, you want to do all of those things and play with all of those prompts and whatever. So it's fine to decide at any point, like, okay, this is it for me for now. And you can always come back if you want. But if you decide to leave it as it is, that's fine too. I'm adding some more shades here and there. And, you know, I want this letter in the center to be kind of like a focal piece, which it hopefully is. I'm using a dark Marslum black pencil because it's opaque. It doesn't, you will not see the glare from it, because if I were using just a regular like school grade graphite pencil, it would be more gray and even silver-ish than black. And then it wouldn't create such deep contrasts, the one that I want. So that's why I'm using a graphite, matte graphite pencil, which is darker and it's not shiny. You can see when I tilt my tile like this, it's not really shiny. There is maybe a little bit because still it has a graphite component in it, but there's also oil from what I know. And you could also use a black colored pencil, but be careful with it. You need to be a little bit more mindful if you decide to use that. So now that I added this, I think that I can call my drawing done. You can see when I tilt my tile like this, it kind of has more of a 3D look, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. So entertain me and tell me that it's true. And this is the time when I get to say goodbye to the first tile of Inktober Tangles challenge, and I will move on to the next prompt tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.